to an end? Well, friends, or Chavevrim, as we say around here, we are just about there. When I decided to come on Career Israel, it was not a huge life-changing decision or quarter-life career switch I was planning on making. In fact, this has been my plan for the past 2 years. I'm a Zionist, and I knew that after college, I would do a Massah program that helped me understand what life in Israel was really like. After spending most of my college life involved in the Jewish community and learning about the Jewish organizations that do so much for us abroad, I figured I'd probably do the same in Israel and work for a nonprofit here. But when I thought about it, I'd been telling random students on campus about the Startup Nation book, and threw out random statistics about ICQ and how Tel Aviv has the most startups per capita, trying to get them to understand the innovations in technology and the web that Israelis created. So as I said before I came on this program, when in Rome. But to make it more fitting, when in Tel Aviv, do as the Tel Avivians do. And I took the plunge to work at a startup. Working at All My Faves is actually one of the best learning experiences I've ever had. Brothers extraordinaire, Shachar and Roy, helped guide me through many aspects of the web I didn't even know about. They both have a passion for innovation and getting people to understand how incredible the web really is. Whether it was in my office or out, I found that people around me really have a passion for what they are doing. Whether it's a cause they're fighting for, the latest phone app, or the next Facebook, working in Tel Aviv is unlike anything else. While sometimes it seems like we live in this tiny bubble, we partied, worked, learned, and more, all in Israel. Whether it took you 6 days or 6 weeks like myself to realize we are in fact really living here and not visitors. Sometimes we realized going to Jerusalem for Slichot and being around thousands of people before Yom Kippur is something that many people will never have the opportunity to do, even if it meant that we came back at 3 in the morning. For Yom Kippur, many of us were able to experience the true meaning of the holiday, or go into the middle of the highway, as we said so many times, only in Israel. While life and interning in Israel became our routine, the unexpected, yet as many analysts say, the expected did happen. What I refer to my family and friends as a tiny little baby war that you really shouldn't worry about happened in our city. We will always remember where we were when we heard the sounds of the first siren or the text we received that a rocket came to Tel Aviv, then the second. And as it continued, we became an even closer family than before. Many of us spent that Shabbat together, enjoying great company, food, and periods of silence. We said goodbye to friends, not knowing if they would ever come back, and hoped that our parents wouldn't tell us that we were next to go home. As if perfectly planned, a ceasefire was declared in time for Thanksgiving, where we enjoyed a delicious dinner prepared in a kitchen the chef claimed was the size of a porta potty, with our family of about 60 that night. We had so much to be thankful for. Here are a few things that I'll remember that were not written about in our itinerary and cannot be found on the Career Israel website. Itzik's hysterical laughter that looks like he's having a heart attack. Our oh-so-good-looking tour guides when we hiked up north. Even the guys can admit that they were good-looking. Louis stripping down on the boat in the middle of the Kinneret. The boys befriending a mannequin, naming her Good Carly, taking her to the beach, and even throwing her a birthday party. Running around a Willy Wonka-esque tomato farm and eating tomatoes like they were going out of style. People's faces when both the fire alarm went off at the Bedouin school and the sonic boom of an airplane at Ben Gurion's graves, and our hearts racing to then all look together and say, Hakol Beseder. Learning about the polygamist lives of the African Hebrews, experiencing a desert sandstorm, frigid winds, snow in Jerusalem, and flooding in Tel Aviv, better known as Gesh Apocalypse and Shelageddon. And last week, meditating on the beach, followed by a sounding rendition of Am Yisrael Chai, making us look like a Tagli group. Friends, as Massah would say, the past 5 months have certainly been a journey. We felt both love and war in this country, and so much in between. Whether you're jetting back home to start the job search, are preparing to travel Thailand or Europe, or even choosing to stay in this wildly beautiful country, I hope that you'll remember this experience for all that it was. More than an internship, resume building opportunity, or even a wild nightlife party for 5 months. I hope you remember the way the guy you buy your smoothies from every Tuesday gives you a deal because he remembers you're from California. The way that Yuval, the bakery next door, smiles at you and asks what's happening at Beit Lenny. And the craziness of a Friday afternoon before Shabbat rolls in and life comes to a pause. I hope you remember the way you felt when rockets were coming in, and while your biological family was millions of miles away, you received countless offers from people that they'll help you with whatever you need, even if